As so often happens when it is my turn to do the speaking, there is a lot happening in the world, and my brain that is choosing a direction can be challenging. And so I turn to our trustworthy Torah commentators. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks is one of my favorites. And I think reading his essays may have made it even more challenging. But Rabbi Sacks notes in his first essay on Naso, our parsha this week, that the process of counting, right, numbers is all filled with numbers and counting and censuses. The process of counting does not use the usual verb for counting, but uses a euphemism of lift the head. He interprets this as the evolution of individualization. Just as there is one singular God, we, each created in God's image, are individual, singular, alone, and worthy of counting uniquely, so our heads are lifted, not en masse. Rabbi Sacks continues, we are independent, but we are also interdependent. Our thoughts and feelings belong to the I, but much of our existence depends on being part of a we. Despite its unprecedented estimate of the individual, Judaism is at the same time an irreducibly communal faith. There is no I without we. Rabbi Sacks, in his brilliance, hits the nail on the head of a core struggle I am having at this moment. What is the balance between individualism and communal? I am a born and raised Reformed Jew and in the millennial generation. We are stereotyped for our individual nature and priorities. I was raised with a model of Judaism that said, learn all the mitzvot and choose what you are going to observe because you find it meaningful. But I was also raised with the knowledge that Judaism is not a solitary practice. We join in a minyan, a minimum communal number for our worship. Reformed communities fought for women to be included in that counting, not so we could discount the importance of that gathering. I was also raised that Jews are responsible for one another. My grandparents and great-grandparents were able to create lives because of the Jewish communities who came before them, who helped them get on their feet when they moved to this country. When I was in school, my family helped settle a Jewish family from the USSR. We met the Prokopskys at a hotel, really a motel, brought them to a grocery store, helped celebrate their first Passover together, helped teach them English and learn about Judaism in America. We, like so many other American Jews and Jewish institutions, took on the task of fighting for the right of Soviet Jews to be free and then help them settle in our communities, because that is what Jews do. We care for our brothers and sisters no matter their backgrounds, their language, their observance, or their politics. What must it have been for a Jew who was opposed to migration, opposed to the refugee resettlement? Their individual rights and conscience had every right to dictate a different direction than the communal choice of Soviet Jewry resettlement. They must have felt very lonely within the community at the time. Should the community choose not to take action because some are opposed? Should a community decide its actions because of the individual commitments of one leader, one donor, one rabbi? Even in a democracy, we know the communal decision is not necessarily the correct or moral decision. We know that our democracy must preserve and maintain minority rights in order for us as Jews, a minority in this nation, to maintain the freedom we have become accustomed to. So how should a community choose a direction? And what should be the place for the naysayers? Machloket l'shem shamayim, an argument for the sake of heaven. Rabbi has mentioned this several times, and I will reiterate it here. We must create and maintain community that welcomes different opinions, that you can lose the vote and still feel it is your community. But I think Rabbi Sachs would say the onus is on us all. It is the responsibility of leaders in the community to count our voices in a manner that lifts our heads, that makes us feel seen and honors our individual passions. And it is the responsibility of the individual to keep showing up for the community, to know your judgment is no more righteous, no more valid, no more important than the communal wisdom or communal decision. It is an impossible task to honor everyone if the only way to feel heard is to get your way. We must all strive to be counted and to count each other. We must strive to bring each other's humanity to mind when we are mystified by teachings given, decisions made, or communal directions. We must try to ascribe positive, or at the very least neutral motivation, even if we find the actions outrageous. These are the actions of people striving to be in community, in spite of disagreement. Nassau asks us to count with dignity and individualism. Nassau also asks us to be blessed, to find blessings through priests. As I mentioned, this week is where we get the Yivarechecha, the priestly blessing from. We find blessing through the priests, through the generations of Aaron who say these words, through community. We use a set of common words, yet each person should find blessings individually relevant. May God bless you and keep you. In what way do I need a blessing today? My needs may be fundamentally different than yours. And because God has made each of us unique and in God's image, each blessing can indeed be unique and meant specially for us. This is the magic of community. We can gather tonight and pray in prayer. We bring our own individual schmutz of the week, our own needs, our own desires for what we need in the moment. And we join in communal words and prayers and actions, and sometimes with consistency, luck, and a little godly magic, each of us might be able to leave tonight feeling the blessing they individually needed. Not every blessing feels calming and good. Sometimes our best blessings are moments of challenge, perseverance, and strife. So if synagogue sometimes makes you feel unsettled, please try to learn from it. Come, discuss it. Find what the growth opportunity might be. As Moses liked to say, we Israelites are a stiff-necked people. Let us push each other to be our best selves. Let us recognize the learning we can do from those who make us uncomfortable. Let us show up for community, even if the community is outside our comfort zone. We are responsible for one another. We might live out that responsibility differently, but we must never forget that it exists.